it's like you have to kind of find ways to ensure that the spread doesn't go away. How do you think, like, how are you addressing that?
I think the focus is to not try to change too much, and that might be counterintuitive when 2-1 down in the series, but we feel like the guys have been excellent for large parts of the series. The repetition of losing lots of wickets in a very short space of time has obviously been the key feature of the two losses, probably both times in Headingley and obviously overnight and first thing in the morning at Lords. We feel cost us the game, losing 6 wickets for 40 again. But if you look at it individually, if you look at the run tally of all the batters that were batting nicely, even someone like Curran, who felt his rhythm's good, his tempo's good, we want more runs from that 3. But the message is mainly, let's really focus on what we've done well and tidy up the little things that have cost us results, essentially.
Coach, no ambiguity on Bumrah playing?
No, we'll make that call in Manchester still. We know we've got him for one of the last 2 tests. I think it's pretty obvious the series on the line now in Manchester, so there will be a leaning towards playing him. But again, we've got to look at all the factors. How many days of cricket are we going to get up there? What do we feel is our best chance of winning that game? And then how that fits in together with the Oval and looking at the last 2 games holistically as part of the series.
And your thoughts on workload management vis-a-vis what Ben Stokes did on day 5? As a team, did you take note of that, and just overall your thoughts on workload management, if it's overrated at any point?
Look, that was super impressive for Ben to come out in the last day and bowl the amount of overs he did with the intensity he did, and obviously bats and fields as well. We're not here to compare our bowlers to individuals from other teams. We have our own strengths. We know what particularly Jasper does in spells and in shorter spells, which is prefers bowling in. And when the time's right, and what I alluded to earlier about Siraj, some bowlers are like that. You get the best out of them in the 7th, 8th and 9th over. But not everyone has to be the same as that, and we feel that in consultation with Jasper, how we use him is the best way for the team.
Coach, just touch upon the fact that you lost wickets in the heat, but also the fact that just at the breaks is when the wickets fell. Is this something that the batting group has spoken about?
It has. You've got to sort of weigh up, is it more coincidence or is there a pattern of something we're doing wrong? Are we losing concentration? Are we getting too excited to get in there? Are we getting complacent in the positions we are? And that's very difficult to draw out of players. So it is something we're mentioning. There's been a few times where we almost feel like it can't happen again. I was throwing balls at the back at Lords when Rishabh got run out, and it was incredulity. You couldn't believe that it happened again. But that's also no guarantee that they're going to put on another 70, 80, 100 runs. Every ball is important. And I think the messaging to the players throughout has been like, let's try win every single event, which is every ball, not put too far forward and not put too far behind the field.
Also to get Morne bowled at Karun Yashasvi today, is that something to do with his height and the kind of bounce that even at this age that he provides for the batters to prepare?
It's not a sort of a direct sort of practice machine for Jofra, I'm assuming you're alluding to. But obviously Ash going away there after he cut his hand, and Akash not bowling today. Sometimes we run a bit thin, and if we think the practice is good, someone bowling with 20 yards and a bit taller and shaping a new ball, it is good practice for the batters. They obviously like competing against Warner as well, but it's mainly about getting the batters the best practice for the test match.
Ran this such a long tour, 5 test matches. How important it is as a coach to keep virtually everybody match fit, and everybody, since there are different kind of pitches, it could be spinners one day, it could be how important it is, and the things which you do to keep everybody ready.
I'm worried you guys keep referring to this as a long tour. Are you guys
it is a
tired?
5 test tour is a long tour.
It is a long tour. No, that's a great question. I mean, particularly we're carrying 18, which is a bit larger. So I guess it's giving as much attention and much care to the guys who aren't playing as who aren't playing, making sure they get quality practice between tests, talking to them about why we are going with the combinations we're not going with, and hoping that they're in the right frame of mind and obviously physically and technically ready to play test cricket when their chance comes. Unfortunately, when you have 18 quality players, you're going to get guys coming on tour not playing a test, but certainly managing that space and managing the team environment is very important to keep everyone ready to play, but also to keep them moving and endurance from good.
Coach, are we keeping an eye on the changes England made on their squad? Liam Dawson is there, they bought Liam Dawson, and then Jacob Bethley is there, and then Gus Atkinson. So, a lot of batting depth as far as their bowlers are also concerned. So, are we looking towards that also?
Yeah, we always up to speed with what they're doing. Obviously, this year going out of the test and Dawson coming in, it hasn't been a series that's been dominated by spin so far as we kind of thought. Obviously, Washi bowled beautifully at Lords on the fourth afternoon there, but it just poses a slightly different challenge. I don't think it's any more easy or any more difficult. It's just different, and the players are obviously aware of that, and we try to prep accordingly. Strength for strength coming in, we don't feel it's much different and much the same when we put a team out. Even when you're leaving the number one bowler in the world out, the message is it's not who we put out there, it's what we put out there. These guys are all capable on both teams of being match winners in Test cricket, so it's just a different challenge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.